Hey everyone, it's Chris here of CP Whiskey Creek in nscale, and I'm going to share with you a little video of me making up for the Mini Prince December Peanut Butter Lid Challenge, the project that I came up with. I really do wonder whether or not Bernard has stocks in craft peanut butter, because I seem to be going through it a lot, but either way, what I did was, sort of like with the Halloween one, use some craft foam and cut that up on a scroll saw and just sort of shaped it up to fit inside of the peanut butter lid, and this gave me a base that I could work off of for the rest of the project. So once it was glued into place, I took it out to the garage and spray painted it all in white to give it a wintry theme. What I didn't anticipate is there are some spray paints that don't play well with the foam. So I ended up with this eaten away, hardened, potted effect that really was not what I was looking for, but I brought that back in and used some drywall compound to fill in all the cracks and try to salvage what I had to work with. I wanted a piece of track that was just long enough to fit a box car, so I found a piece of scrap track and cut it down to shape, and then I was bringing that back over to the work area. Didn't need a lot of track, but for the effect I was looking for, just needed a small amount just to fit one car on there. So once I figured out the size that I needed, then I was able to mark it out on the actual peanut butter lid area, and then because of the way that I designed things, and I needed to actually cut that area out and sand it down so it was a little bit more of a level surface for the track to go on. I found that sanding just wasn't enough, so I ended up just using a chisel and cutting out that area, bringing it back down to the actual foam itself, and giving myself a bit more of a level surface for the actual track to sit on. So I needed to re-whitify that area. Not sure if that's really a word, but it's close enough. Fill that area in back with the caulking, and that also gives me a nice white surface to start with for the winter effects. I then came in with the Mod Podge, and that gives a nice base for sort of that glistening snow base underneath the fluffy snow, sort of an icy, glossy effect that you often see. So, and I've used this before on a T-track module I made of a snow scene. So I put this stuff down, and it helped also cover any pink areas that might still be showing through, and any area that I missed with the caulking. The Mod Podge also adds an opportunity for a nice glue base for the snow, so I started putting down some of the snow particles. I know from the module that I made before that this stuff is too big for nscale, but for the purpose of this project it was certainly good enough, and I had still a surplus of it to use up. So I have a whole bunch of these dollar store trees that I picked up last year. I recently just did a video on how to make them appropriate for the summertime, but for the purposes of this project, I opened up this package and didn't do any work to it to make them unwintery. I found online a picture of Santa's workshop that I printed out on a laser printer, and then I glued it onto some foam core board just to give it a stronger, more solid backing. So I just glued this on and then grabbed a knife and my ruler and started cutting it to shape, so then I had a solid surface to work with. Especially when you're working with foam core, very important to have a fresh knife. So this X-Acto knife, I was able to pop off the dull blades and go with a fresh one, so a nice clean cut surface. And then I went back and grabbed my trees. And for the trees, all I'm going to do, as I've done with a few other projects, is just use my awl to poke a little hole into the foam core and put a little bit of white glue in there and just plant the tree into place. Once all the trees are planted in place, then using a little bit of more white glue, then I planted my Santa's workshop into its place, and I was going to use the trees to help hold up Santa's workshop. So then this became the background for the two Santas that I have from mini prints, and the first one is the one with him carrying a sack and standing in front of the train tracks. And then the second Santa is of him shushing, and this one I had him staged inside of a boxcar because we all know that Santa's workshop, for him to have that level of efficiency, he must be rail served. So this way the boxcar is there either picking up more packages to help him along the way or dropping off more supplies. And that's the end of my little project that I submitted for the Mini Prints December contest, and now I gotta go eat some more peanut butter for the next one. Thanks for watching.